Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some more interesting details coming from the chairman and president of Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick, who was talking about GTA 6 being free to play, loot boxes, and a whole lot more. So, a couple of prerequisites here. Number one, in case you missed my video last week where we talked about some comments that Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick made regarding GTA 6 having less content, but also taking less time to come out, and a couple of other interesting factoids. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. It's pretty interesting. And also, number two, in case you're wondering why this guy is important, he is the CEO and chairman of Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive is the parent company and publisher for Rockstar Games. So Rockstar Games has to report directly to him, and he is well in the loop of what's going on at Rockstar. Well, a couple of weeks ago, he actually did an interview at the Baird 2019 Global Consume Technology and Services Conference. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently he was speaking there. And one of the big questions over the last few years is how is the rise of free-to-play / Battle Royale or Fortnite affecting the gaming industry? And Strauss Zelnick had a very interesting response. This is actually coming from gamesindustry.biz. I'll leave a link to this article in the description too. So Strauss Zelnick was specifically asked about the success of free-to-play titles, its impact on the industry, and if it would affect the release or the pricing of paid titles, such as Grand Theft Auto. And Zelnick said that it wouldn't because they're different animals. Zelnick believes that any game, free-to-play or otherwise, being successful doesn't have an impact on other games being successful, since games that are good enough to succeed in the first place are usually incredibly different. That's where he brought in Fortnite as an example. And he said, I think the biggest disconnect on the topic is sort of a Fortnite disconnect too. I'm occasionally asked, is the Fortnite effect affecting the industry? And the answer is, Fortnite never affected the industry. Fortnite didn't affect us in the least. We had huge hits when Fortnite was in the market because Fortnite is different from our titles, and our titles are different than Fortnite. So I think it's pretty clear that all Rockstar games going forward, all Take-Two Interactive games, are probably not going to be free to play. So if you were expecting the next Grand Theft Auto game like GTA 6 to be free to play, the answer is likely no. Now, it seems a little bit silly to think about that, but other huge AAA developers like EA and Respawn are making free-to-play games. I mean, look at the very popular Apex Legends. That's a free-to-play game that's having huge success. And there's a ton of other examples as well that could justify having a free-to-play title like GTA. But as Strauss Zelnick says, it's completely different animals. And I guess what he means by that is traditionally games like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption are incredibly story rich, take years and years of development, whereas a game like Fortnite or Apex Legends is all about instant action and sort of the battle royale genre. So he is correct. They are totally different beasts altogether. Now, following up with that, he says, I don't believe for a minute that simply being available in one business model means something that is completely different can't be available in another business model. If there's no movie you want to see, you don't watch any movies. And if there are a number of movies you want to see, you try to find a way to watch them all. But they don't fill up a need. The need doesn't exist in absence of something you want. So that's why when people say, is Fortnite crowding out other titles? No, not in the least. I think some companies point at Fortnite as sort of an excuse for why their titles didn't do well. But our view is when titles are great, they do well. And when they're not as good, they didn't do well. Put out something really great in entertainment and people will show up for it. So Strauss Zelnick was definitely not backing down here when it came to his views on free-to-play games affecting the marketplace. And it doesn't seem as if that any of the titles that will be released under his watch, which I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, will be free to play either. So don't expect future Rockstar games to fall under that same category either. Even though, again, they are different animals, it really doesn't make all that much sense. But it is still something interesting to think about, that the climate of gaming might have had an effect on them. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Now, another thing that Strauss Zelnick discussed after E3 2019 is crossplay. And this has definitely been a hot topic of conversation recently, with Microsoft and Sony sort of vowing that they want this to become a thing. And GamesBeat, another industry website, asked Strauss Zelnick, what is your approach for crossplay and whether you want that? And Strauss Zelnick said, it's a good thing. It will happen. And GamesBeat also followed up by saying because players are demanding it, and he said, absolutely. And the last thing they said regarding that is the age of platform exclusive. Do you think that's going away? Even first parties like Microsoft. And Zelnick said the whole system opens up over time, but it hasn't yet. That's interesting, and this could be amazing. Imagine playing the next version of Rockstar's multiplayer, whether that's GTA 6 online or another title, and being able to play with your friends that are on PC and Xbox if you're on PlayStation 4. Or if you play on PC, being able to play with all the guys on console. Now, it's certainly not as easy as I'm making it out to sound. There's a lot of different things that Rockstar would have to do to sort of design their online world to be cross-play and cross-platform. But it looks as if that is something Strauss Zelnick is heavily focused on. And I can almost guarantee you that the next Rockstar title, whatever it is going to be, will probably be built with that in mind, with the ability for cross-play to happen. Now, again, there's a lot of other things that have to occur. Sony and Microsoft have to come together, and he even commented on that. And he also talks about, will this be the end of platform-exclusive titles? We've never seen a game like GTA be platform-exclusive. We've seen DLCs and content be platform-exclusive, but never like the actual game itself. We know that some games like Red Dead Redemption have never come to PC, but that's about it. Now, the final thing we're going to be discussing today is Strauss Zelnick talking about gambling in gaming and loot boxes. That has been another hot topic of conversation. So, Business Insider was able to interview Strauss Zelnick after E3, and he had some strong feelings about loot boxes being characterized as a gambling mechanic. He said that gambling is quite different. He says the money comes in for entertainment and doesn't go back out. What makes gambling a very serious mechanic is the fact that money can come in and out. So this is interesting for a couple of different reasons, because of what we're hoping to see very soon in GTA Online with the casino update, how the gambling aspect of that game is going to work, but also due to the laws and regulations. There's been reports recently that the US government might actually pass legislation regulating loot boxes. And in response to that, Strauss Zelnick said, we comply with the law, we'll comply with the law here. So it will be interesting to see what impact the government has on gaming regulations. Now, as far as what Strauss Zelnick believes will happen as far as any legislation goes, he says the US government is not going to regulate what monetization mechanics exist in a video game. That's just not going to happen. That would be a horrible law in a country that has the First Amendment. So I don't believe that will happen. So talking about loot boxes and gambling, it seems as if that's something that Strauss Zelnick is A-okay with. So you can only imagine that in the next GTA title, the next Rockstar title, that those things will probably still be a staple. I mean, we have shark cards in Grand Theft Auto Online right now. We're about to get a gambling update. So who knows what the next GTA game is going to have. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are worried that whatever Rockstar Take-Two Interactive decides to do next might be really extreme. But remember, in Red Dead Online, they had the chance to capitalize on more than just like shark cards or gold bars. But that's all they decided to do. So just because you see and hear Strauss Zelnick talking about this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to just head off the cliff in one direction, where they're going to have like these insane loot boxes and all these crazy microtransactions. I think we would have started to see more of that in Red Dead Online if that was actually going to be the case. But again, who knows what they have planned for future installments and in future titles. But anyways, I know we talked about a lot in this video today, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about a game like Grand Theft Auto being free to play. What would the impact be? Would there be insane amount of loot boxes? Would it just be a completely different experience altogether? What do you think of it being cross-play or cross-platform with no more exclusivity like what we're seeing currently in games like Red Dead Online and more? And also, what do you think of the idea of gambling and loot boxes being more involved in the next Rockstar title? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA and Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.